Everyone. On behalf of Eco India, I welcome you all to today's session. Eco India, along with SBI Foundation, is running COVID-19 education series by inviting national experts to speak on various topics on COVID from across the country. Today, we are in our seventh session of the series, and the topic for today is how to stay safe, stay protected, stay healthy by our eminent guest speaker, Padma Shri Awardee, Professor Dr. S. Natarajan. Yesterday, India reported 2.59 lakh new COVID cases, but the death tolls are still high, which is around more than 4,000. With the growing infection in rural areas, SOP has been released on peri-urban, rural, tribal region with a focus on community-based service and infrastructure strengthening. There has been a lot of revision in the guidelines and advisories so that we can manage the COVID infection. Still, there is a lot to be done. Let us discuss in our session today how to stay safe, stay protected, stay healthy. I would like to invite Dr. Sandeep Bhalla, Associate Vice President at Eco India, to formally start the session. Over to you, Dr. Bhalla.
Very good evening. Thank you, Deepa, for a brief intro. Very good evening to all the healthcare professionals, all my senior medical fraternity colleagues, those who have joined this educational series, which ECO has started with the support from SBI Foundation. Today, we have a very eminent speaker with us. Before I will introduce the eminent speaker, let me give you some certain facts about where we stand today in the COVID arena. The devastating second wave of COVID in India appears to have turned a corner. The overall COVID-19 positivity rate continues to decline, holding out hope that the worst of the second wave is over. With more districts reporting a progressive fall in positivity along with increased testing over the last 3 weeks, the daily positivity rate dropped to 13.4%. Though the reducing the positivity rates are a good sign, the progress needs to be sustained over the next few more weeks. Deaths continue to be high and may stay that the way for some more time. The country reported a total of 259,551 new cases in a span of 24 hours, taking the total tally of cases to 2 crore 60 lakhs according to the data. The number of the people who have recuperated from the disease surged to 2 crore 27 lakhs, while the case fatality rate was recorded at 1.12%. India COVID-19 cases account for less than 2% of the population, indicating containment measures have worked to keep the spread under control as compared to many other countries where the share of affected population is much higher. The government said in one of the statements recently, this was possible due to the timely decision of the government to impose partial lockdowns, shutting down all the non-essential services and curtailing the number of people stepping out of their homes, resulted in fall in COVID cases. However, we should not put our guards down as experienced in the past. It would be premature to relax or become complacent. We need to keep the following COVID appropriate behavior in the coming months also. And with the shortage, if you see that while strategies and guidelines are regularly being revisited based upon the need, there is rapid antigen kits to conduct COVID test at home got a green signal on Wednesday. While shortage of vaccine reported by many states, the Union Health Minister has already raised on Wednesday that India will procure 267 crores COVID vaccine doses by the end of this year. While with high steroidal treatments done during the last few months, cases of black fungus infections have increased and hospitals are now reporting drug crunch also. And the day before yesterday, we have started coming to know about the white fungus candidiasis cases also. Few states have declared it in an epidemic. State governments are procuring the amphotericin B injection to treat persons suffering from mucormycosis and black fungus. Today, to discuss all the basically the general tips, we have with us none other than but Professor S. Natarajan, the Padma Shri Awardee, to speak on the topic how to stay safe, stay protected, stay healthy. Dr. Natarajan is a world-renowned vitreoretinal surgeon since 1984. He is a charter member of Retina Hall of Fame, past president of All India Ophthalmic Society, VRSI, BOA, MOS, president of Ophthalmic Society of India, Shankara Nethralaya Alumni, worldwide secretary general of GEGC, board of trustee of International ICU and board member of ISOT, Guinness world record holder for screening maximum number of DR cases, diabetic retinopathy cases in urban Salam, Dharvi. He is a Padma Shri Awardee by the Government of India And he also received various other awards and state award for his meritorious public service by government of Jammu and Kashmir. So let us hear from none other than but from Professor Dr. Natarajan, who is himself is into this battle of COVID-19 since the COVID-19 situation started, and he is doing lot of activities, charity activities other than the medical facilities which he is providing the help to the people in the Maharashtra and the nearby region. So over to you, Dr. Natarajan, sir.
Thank you, Sandeep, and thank you, Deepa. Thanks, Eco India and the State Bank Foundation for having this. I think it's most needed of the hour. So I'll share my screen. So this is the, my topic is how do we stay safe, stay protected, stay healthy, and I want to also say stay happy during this COVID tsunami. But I want to start with a sad note that my good friend, a senior colleague, Dr. G. Mukherjee, who was a president of Octotoma Society of India, passed away yesterday due to COVID because in the ICU in AIMS. And he's having a son, Dr. Ajib Mukherjee, who's also a cornea surgeon, and I may his soul rest in peace. But I wanted to say, and it's also sad that in spite of you doing all this, I think last 5 days we have lost every day one ophthalmologist, and I think almost a few ophthalmologists are dying. Exactly, we don't know what is the exact reason, but I think in spite of all that, I think we have to all take precautions. So I made this my own acronym SMSV. And what is that? S stands for sanitizing our hands often. M stands for wearing mask. S stands for social distancing, and V stands for get vaccinated. And that means you have to do all the 4 SMSV. This is to sanitize hands, and particularly if you're a healthcare worker, and I'm sure all the people who are there will in this who are watching, we may be a healthcare worker. Please take care, and I think you have to make sure that if you're going to do something in the hospital, be extremely careful, particularly when you're removing the mask. That means you're removing your guard and then doing it. So please wear a N95 mask, which I wear all the time, and I think I am a surgeon, so I operate wearing a mask from morning to night, and I think I never felt that. But somehow some people will, oh, how can you wear it? It's suffocating. No, I think you have to get habituated. Only thing is you can't do exercise wearing the N95 because carbon dioxide will be more accumulated. Please maintain physical distancing even within the house. Unnecessarily don't go close to people, because the coronavirus, whether it's airborne or not, which is a controversy, but corona can be on the skin, on the mouth. This is what I learned from my Chinese colleagues, where professors say that when they go out and come, they brush their teeth, they take a shower. The idea is to, whatever coronavirus is there on the surface will get washed away. That's why in the beginning they're worried about not wearing suit, or if you wear a suit, you have multiple layers of dress and that can accumulate corona. But I think it's now slowly coming that you wash your hands and then touch your nose or mouth, it's fine. So at work, don't touch it, come home and may then sanitize their hands and do it. Finally, even our Talavar is vaccinated. Nobody is going to be immune. Our Prime Minister also took the vaccine, and everybody has to take. And the reason is, unless you take the vaccine, and you cannot fight this war. And I think it's a war where every individual, every citizen is involved in this. So in this, with all the bad news we hear every day about friends and family who pass away from COVID, we should really stick to what we know works to try and avoid infection, and it is social distancing and masks. So my learned friend, Dr. Tamar Mohammed Abdullah, a great veterinary surgeon in Detroit, he was listened to a discussion recently with a member of the Center for Disease Control Atlanta, who gave a very nice example that makes that point. He is my friend, Dr. Tamer, who's a retina surgeon, and we both are good friends. And I hope he will see this presentation one day. He said, let's say there's a fire, and if one walks into the fire, you will die. But if you stay a bit away, you may still get burned. And I will provide you with a suit that can prevent those burns, but that's your vaccine. but it is to prevent you from the burn. But if you still walk into that fire, even with your suit, there's a risk that you may die. So that is the same thing situation we are in, that during this corona, you have to wear you have to follow the SMSV, even if you're vaccinated, even if you have taken the 2 shots. Now you know that variants happening. And in spite of that, even from the day one, this vaccination is not 100% protecting you. So you should know, if you come in the 20% who are not protected, better to take care. So even though they say it may become mild, but why take that risk? So follow that rule, whether you're somebody is watching you or not watching you, exactly like the management lesson. So whenever you go, so wear a mask, wash your hands, and then physical distancing. So COVID-19 also has produced a tremendous psychological impact, with increasing number of people across the globe ordered to be confined to their homes. COVID-19 is not the public health threat we should be discussing. The significant impact on one's mental health needs equal amount of attention. And the pandemic is getting enormous stress on all of us, but especially on healthcare workers and other specific groups as children, senior citizens, people with already existing physical and mental health condition. I want to say this because people become a victim of this problem. And I suggest, instead of being a victim, I gave a talk in last April, that is April 2020, the first month of lockdown, that COVID-19 happy times. When I started the topic, everybody was angry. How can you talk happy times? The reason is, I knew that it is a lockdown everywhere and all over the world they were suffering. So instead of calling it a suffering, it was a time to take time to sit with her. I had a grandmother at that time, so I had a time to sit with her at 103 years of age, with so much time, quality time. So I took time to talk to friends. Everything I did, because there was no routine work. Instead of grumbling, oh, we are but I was traveling every 2 days in the plane. But I think I took this as an opportunity to take rest. Got up in the first 2 months, getting up late. But then I realized you should do exercise. Then thanks to my friend Shivanandan, who said I should keep doing exercise. So what is the use of anxiety? Everybody knows better to avoid anxiety. But do they avoid? And by thinking about it, they are more anxious. It has forced us to confront what we are most afraid of: death, scarcity, lack of control, and freedom. And not just for ourselves, but our loved ones too. It is not just the virus that is contagious, it is also the emotional and mental reaction to it, both ours and of those around us, which is more panic and fear based. That's why I said, even though I started the note with a sad note, my friend died, but I know the family is mourning, and let his soul rest in peace. But still, I say, if you mourn and if you will go into depression or sadness, you will attract more problems. So better learn to be happy by serving others, by serving people who are suffering today, and at least prevent them from dying. So what do we do exactly now? Consciously tell yourself to stop over catastrophizing the situation by not indulging in group chat discussion around the pandemic. Leave that to the experts. I hope, kindly, I want to pause here. I want you to read this line. Maybe I can read it slowly for you. Consciously tell yourself to stop over catastrophizing the situation by not indulging in group chat discussions around the pandemic. Leave that to the experts like us. The reason I'm telling this is, we had Mr. Boman Irani, the famous Munnabai MBBS Jadu Ko Jappi hero, where he's my good friend. He came as a guest speaker in Tele-Ophthalmic Society of India inaugural address, along with Eco India. And he said that everybody is referring to WhatsApp University and everybody is becoming a doctor in WhatsApp University. He told it as a joke, but I think it's a sad state of affairs. People are trying to take opinions, blame doctors on this opinion, and also take a second opinion, confuse people. Oh, why did you give steroid? Why did you give this? Why did you give that? I think without examining a patient and without knowing the condition, what is happening at that stage, it is like fire happening in somewhere, and you are telling through telephone or through telephone call, do this, do that. But the fellow there knows the heat around, the fellow knows there where the wind is blowing, which you cannot guide. So we can only give some idea through telemedicine or teleophthalmology or through telephone or through WhatsApp. But the problem is over catastrophizing the situation. That means watching the TV. Oh, see, did you see the TV? See how many people have died. I also told the statistic that about 340 doctors have died from April to March, May. I know, but listen to that. Don't take it in and internalize it. Make sure you use that to say that I'm strong, I'm fine, the corona will run away. Limit the usage of social media, which has nothing but discussions on devastation around the pandemic. Why do that? Mute options are available across all mediums. Leave such groups temporarily if needed without guilt. If possible, go on a social media detox, at least for a few hours in a day. I attended a course on how to detox yourself from digital toxicity. I did that. That's why I made a program called WhatsApp. I diagnosed a new diagnosis called WhatsApp vision syndrome. What is that? One is using the screen. You have the strain on the eye called the digital vision syndrome. And the second is a dry eye syndrome because you don't blink the eyes. You have to close now and then, which you don't do because of the dryness produces. And third is you get all sorts of knowledge, scare, fear, and then the fear psychosis happen, and then a false guilt happens, and then you go in depression. What is the need? So that's what is the WhatsApp vision syndrome. When I put that in the last year, April, in the Facebook for live, the Facebook banned it because Facebook does not want to ban anything going through WhatsApp. I don't know how they make money, but they're making money through WhatsApp. So thanks to Echo India, who's an excellent medium. I hope you can use the YouTube, you can use the other channels to read this. Limit the time you're spending watching news on TV channels or checking how badly the stock markets and other economic conditions have crashed. See programs like this, what we are doing in Echo India. Okay, even this is boring. Look at the window outside, see how well the sun is shining. And even during this cyclone in Bombay, I think I was watching the trees moving and it was scary. But so what? You should know that you are in a concrete building and you are in a safe situation. There's no tree next to you. It will not fall on you. Even though several trees fell around my house, but don't stand under the tree or don't be in the car under the tree. And when the tree falls, you'll get crushed. So I think people should take time for yourself instead of looking outside, look inwards, as a Ramana Maharshi said, plus watch nature, watch a bird. Now I started admiring crow. And you know why? Because I started feeding crow, sparrows, parrots. It looked like sometimes I question myself, am I going mad or what? But I said, no, I'm trying to be close to the nature. And I was very happy when the parrot came and took chilies from my hand or rice from my hand. And I'm trying to do that for the crow. I know the pigeons do, but I think the crows are afraid to come near a human. But I think one day it'll come. They talk to me now, but I don't understand. Somebody told you can talk, but I'm not sure whether it's going to be right. But people watching me think that I am a kiddish, but it's all right. The spirituality says, kindle the childness in you. So become a child. So the main thing is, it's normal to feel fearful and anxious during this time. So like here, the person is telling the friend or a partner or a parent that I'm worried. So listen to them. Give your time. Don't tell that I'm also worried. See, for me, when a patient tells me I'm worried, I listen to them. The reason is God has given 2 ears to listen and a small mouth to talk. Talking about your feelings will lessen your distress. When you tell that, I should also listen. So in case Sandeep wants to listen or want to interrupt, I'm giving the authority to him to ask me in between. You can ask me some questions to block or to break this monotony. And this is a mental health alert given by World Health Organization. And I think COVID-19, they have put a slash and then coronavirus. So draw boundaries with people who do not want to talk about anything else. Say no. And stop projecting your own fears onto others and forcing them to participate in it. Not everyone has the same way to cope up, and not everyone has to think, believe, and respond the way you do. So I took so much time when I lost my grandmother, who was 103, and I thought I have learned mental detachment by doing retinal detachment, reattachment surgery. But I realized that when I became attached because of COVID lockdown in March, and she passed away in October. So March 2020 to October, I was almost 24/7 with her. And that's the reason I got attached to her. So then I went for counseling. I'm doing a course which I'll be shortly telling, a life coach, how I learned to detach myself. So if you're watching movie or series, avoid those that involve a lot of pain, sadness, and violence. I refuse to see news now. I am almost last 1.5 years. I'm not watching movie or not watching movie, no, not watching TV news. Except when I come on the TV news, I see the recording. This should be a no before going off to the bed. And when I did the digital detox course, they suggested 1 hour before going to sleep, no electronic things, TV, YouTube, phone, anything. And do not check your phone at least 30 minutes before you go to bed and 30 minutes after waking up. Stop sleeping and waking up to coronavirus. Make a well-structured schedule for your work, both personal and professional, and also for your inner and outer wellness. So actually, I'll be telling you that I have like this a self sheet for daily, which is called this is made by my self coach, the life coach, Dr. Anamika Chauhan, where a program is called Magnificent You, where you are mentor for life, where she asked me to write, I'm magnificent, I'm wonderful, and I'm Professor Dr. S. Natarajan. To-do list template, write the date, write the priority, 1, 2, 3, with the task and the status, and similarly other tasks. Then we also write down, today is going to be a great day. I'm grateful for being happy, good food, peace. What would you make today great? To complete whatever I mentioned, daily affirmation. I'm at peace, I'm a better version of myself every day. And then other quotes I heard, that everything that irritates about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. That means every day you learn a quote and see how you can apply it to yourself. You have a general reflection, and 3 things I'm proud of accomplishing today. This is what Dr. Anajma taught, and I'm doing it daily with her, and I think I should do it on my own. So before you go to bed, the other one is to make a well-structured schedule for your work, both personal and professional, and also for your inner and outer wellness. And I'm learning this. The reason is now from morning 5 o'clock, I have a session from 5:30 to 6:30. There's a magnificent morning. Then I have 6:45 to 7:30, my exercise during using the WhatsApp video call with the dumbbell, with the stretching. And then from 9:30 to 10:30, I have a one-on-one personal life coach. Then 11 to 6, I work in the hospital, surgery, outpatient, manage my emails with the secretary. So I have a different timing. Patient is there, only patient. Then manage my hospital, manage foundation, manage research. So, and then I have webinars like this. So I think then I have like this, I had a 5 to 6 one webinar, now 6 to 7:30. Then I have my research meeting 7:30 to 8. And then 8, I'll have my dinner. Then I'll maybe relax with some movie for half an hour with I don't understand head or tail, and that's what I want to see. So take one step at a time and don't expect perfection. This is I've learned this. So every day I unlearn what I learned earlier, and every day I learn something new. So when I attended Shiv Khera's high impact leadership, he said, if you are going to be perfect, you are becoming God. That means you are playing God. So he said, if you are perfect, you are insane. So to be sane, he said, you be continuous improvement daily. Second, you cannot expect miracle. Yes, but miracles happen when you have 100% faith, 100% commitment, 100% action, and then you can expect miracles. But you cannot expect daily. But still, you can keep doing this with the devotion and passion. It takes time, and it takes practice. It's exactly like Usain Bolt getting the fastest runner in the world and fastest runner on the earth with a 9.09 seconds as a 100-meter sprinter. You should see Usain Bolt's mentor telling him, he says that Usain Bolt, you tie down 50 kg of weight in one leg and another 50 kg in the other leg. Still, if you tell him to run, he can drag and walk with that. And that's the power of mind and passion for training. So you have to practice, practice, practice. And before you go to bed, journal down 5 good qualities about yourself and 10 things you're grateful for. That is gratitude, self-love journal. And this is a great time to build up on self-love. If you are an employer or head of the department and your team is working from home, please be considerate with deadlines and workload. I myself give this, and I also allow them to change, but please teach them what is procrastination and what is working to the point, so that they know the difference and they will work on it. Not everyone may have access to full-time help, and many are struggling to manage house chores, lack of availability of basic necessities, separation from and worry from their loved ones, managing children and senior citizens and their related mental and physical health conditions. I realized it when suddenly my cook and my boy did not come, and I was alone in the house. And when I'm doing a webinar, there is somebody ringing the bell on the door, nobody there, and you have to get up and go. So all that I realized. So please look inside and then accordingly be considerate with the staff. And I think everybody has, but you listen to them and then tell them move on and then start working with them. So why working from home has decreased motivation? This is exactly which I got it from this real depression project in the internet. That means because of uncertainty, overwhelmed, or increased anxiety, pay cuts, because even we have discussed with the staff and their pay cuts because they work less. And if I earn less, how do I pay? Looking after the kids with the pay cut, worry about the future, decreased outlets to relieve stress, decreased accountability, increased distraction, because there's nobody to monitor you, decreased boundaries, routine disruption, excess news intake. So how do we tackle this? So one is eat well on time, be disciplined even when you are working from home, when you don't take it as a holiday. Because as I confess to you that the first 3 months from March, April, May 2020, even though I did several webinars internationally, 1:30 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, 11:30 in the morning, evening, afternoon, but in between when I was sleeping, eating anything. Now I realize I have a strict regimentary life, but I'm enjoying it thanks to my best friend Shivanandan, who's disciplined even on a holiday, even on a 6:45 in the morning for exercise, or even I'm going to meet him for a morning, 6:45 means 6:45, no question of 6:44 or 6:46, exactly like J.R.D. Tata. So, and even if it's quicker right now, and avoid excess consumption of caffeine, but that means don't keep on taking coffee. So instead of that, you can have water, and that's the best for when it breaks your monotony, and you can take water, which helps to breathe sometime in between. Stay away from alcohol. I don't take alcohol, but if you're used to it because you're sitting at home, and in case you're having access to alcohol, you'll be keep taking or other substances. Avoid excess consumption of sugar. Avoid all carbohydrates as much as possible. That's what I'm doing. See, I'm looking trim. People who have seen me before and now and will know that I'm looking trim and slim and fit. Try taking up a new skill or hobby or reconnect with an old one, but don't guilt trip yourself. Hate yourself or compare yourself to others if it is initially difficult to do so. All this I'm telling by doing this on my own from March, when to March 21st, when our Prime Minister declared the lockdown, and when all staff suddenly had to go stay back home, they didn't know how to come. I went to the hospital daily. Even today I go, I dress up well and go. Many times my classmates ask me, they're all doctors, some are retired, and ask me, how are you? Why are you dressing up and going? I said, first I look smart on myself on the mirror. Why? Because you have to improve your self-esteem. And every day I want to impress my patients. Surprisingly, or it's expected, every patient is impressed with my way of dressing. Every patient and sees that they see my energy and they want that energy. And if you've seen physics, and Lord Shiva, Om Namah Shivaya, says energy is never destroyed. It goes from one form to another. It goes from one to another. So atom means the particles keep moving like this. Exactly, that's what particles are made, and they're part of every cell, and which is there. And if you see a normal cell, the things move here and there like that, and that means activity. So you have to be active mentally, physically, and do good things. So be kind to yourself and others by being extremely mindful of the way you are speaking to them and others. In spite of that, my staff who are listening may question me that, sir, you are when we are not working, I'm scolding. Yes, that's the problem, because if you don't work, I have to scold. Otherwise, how are you going to be pulled up? And words have a deep impact on our health, both mental and physical. So I am now learning how to tell them so that they are not hurt, but they are learning from my scolding. The scolding need not be shouting. The scolding can be, why you didn't do this? The question can be a scolding. And if you are feeling overwhelmed and extremely anxious, don't fight it. Tell yourself it's okay. So take a glass of water. To be anxious and not know how to deal with it. Don't look down upon yourself or others with guilt. That's why I am confessing. When I had this depression because of my grandmother, I lost the grandmother. My friend took me to a psychiatrist, to a psychologist, and finally I learned meditation that is called twin heart meditation from my life coach, Dr. Anamika, which helps me a lot. It helped me to cool down. And then she's teaching me other meditation of many things like financial abundance and many things she's teaching, which I'm learning. So, and she's teaching me how to think, how to make money. And making money is not a crime. And being rich is also not a crime. You can be kind, you can be nice, you can be rich, and you can have financial abundance. So don't look down upon yourself or others with guilt. So look them proudly and appreciate people, which is what I'm doing. One of the best ways to deal with an anxiety or a panic attack is to immediately start deep breathing. So breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. So it's like that. Breathe in like this 7 times. Breathe in. So breathe out like that. So do that 7 times. And I'm also telling this, I'm doing it when I do meditation, but when I go to the hospital, I forget this. So repeat 3 more times. Deep breathing immediately grounds us mentally and physically in the now. But when I'm at home doing this webinar, in my webinar room, I'm cool. But when something is not going wrong, I'm anxious at the time of work, not a panic attack, but I think I have to do this. So this is a lesson for myself, because I learned it, but I have to apply on myself before I'm applying on others. So physical activity raises endorphins and serotonin levels to help you feel better emotionally. And you feel better on the inside, your entire outlook improves. And because your brain can't equally focus on 2 things at once, exercise can also take your mind off your problems. And that's what we have to do. Aim for at least 30 minutes of physical activity, 3 to 5 days a week. I do 5 days of exercise. In that 5 days, I think 3 days is with weights and 2 days is only stretching. And 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, I will love walking with my friend, that is Mr. Shivanandan, because it's intellectually stimulating. Dr. Abdul Kalam said, if you can't read books, have a friend who can read a book. And my friend, if you give him a 300 or a 400 page book, if it is interesting, he just takes the book from morning 5 and finishes by the night. And next day he will answer. It's exactly like Swami Vivekananda when he went to that library in Meerut. The Meerut librarian was questioning the Swamiji. Hey, your a friend Swamiji, I think he's not good. How can he read such a big encyclopedia in a day? And then every day he reads one volume, some 1,000 pages. So the Swamiji says, no, it's not for me. It is for my brother Swamiji. What is his name? Swami Vivekananda. He says, bring him tomorrow. I want to talk to him. So the librarian questions Swami Vivekananda. You are Swami Vivekananda and you are reading this book every day? I don't believe you. He says, okay, you take any book, you take any page and then open the page and ask me question. So he takes one encyclopedia and opens a page randomly, reads about it and asks a question. Swami Vivekananda answers as though he read it just now like a mirror image. He says, how can you do that? And there is a thing called concentration. Swami Vivekananda says, if you learn to concentrate where you don't need education, he says. He says education should teach you concentration, the power of concentration. And if you know to concentrate on your mind, you can know your own mind and you can know what is in the other's mind. That means you can do mind reading. So learn to concentrate so that you can do everything perfectly. And that's why they say the prayer moves the mountain. So any type of movement is good. So put on your favorite jam and move around the house or grab a mat, choose a yoga channel on YouTube and help yourself with it. And if you see in my mentor, Dr. the Anamika says, tap your feet like this. So she says, I cannot see your feet, but I can see your body vibrating when I'm tapping. I'm tapping my feet. And then she does the exercise of the shoulder movement, then the head movement, up and down. And the same thing my physical teacher also teaches in the morning. So the whole idea is the movement of a body is good. Intend to spend 5 to 10 minutes in the morning to meditate. I'm happy I'm meditating for half an hour with any guided meditation. That is important to better cope with fear. A plethora of them are available on YouTube. And I feel, in spite of YouTube available, if you can have a mentor, either by paying a professional fee or a friend who can control you on this, or take a one-on-one or a group class. And there are Sri Ravi Shankar, Swami Sugobhadananda, and many other groups are doing it. And whether you deal with insomnia, purposely limit your amount of sleep, or your self-professed night owl in the name of being a hardworking professional, chronic sleep deprivation makes you susceptible to anxiety. I think my son also was doing that. I'm happy. He told me now he sleeps early and gets up early. And I am doing that. I sleep by 9:30, 10, thanks to Dr. Anamika. I get up at 5, I feed first, can you believe, 5 o'clock I keep rice for the birds and then water, and then start my class at 5:30, and the birds start coming and drinking water, maybe because of summer, and also they eat. And it's dark in the morning in Mumbai. And the do yourself and everyone around you, you favor, and try and get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Develop a bedtime routine to read a book or do something relaxing before bed. The better prepared you are to get a good night's sleep, the better quality of sleep you'll have, which leads to a better morning as well. So that is another benefit this magnificent morning will give you. I'll send you, I'll show you the slide, which you can take a slide photograph where you can learn that. So I think one of the things I learned by attending magnificent morning is you play that meditation audio or video, and you can sleep off with that, which helps you to actually relax your mind and sleep. Make sure your last meal of the day and your bedtime have at least 2 to 3 hour gap, which I'm still struggling. I have now 1 to 2 hour gap. The way you talk to yourself impacts your health, both mental and physical, and eventually your environment. So if you see, even though I lost my best friend, senior friend, Dr. Mukherjee, internally, I'm not internalizing, but I have that thing. But I know that he's gone to a better place, that is heaven. And when I lost my grandmother, I could not practice. So now I'm practicing that. So I think the way you tell yourself that be happy, I'm internally happy, it impacts your health. That means have a better health. Try yelling and constantly complaining and blaming. How does it make you feel? Do you feel full of energy? Do you know someone who does? How does it feel? It's terrible. I know that. I've never been happy when I shout or angry with my staff or anybody. So replace that frequently used words such as social distancing, etc., with something healthier. Most of them are anxiety inducing. So keep asking yourself questions that help you look for solutions instead of staying addicted to complaining and problems. Example, how does this make me feel? How can I do about this? How do I overcome this? What can I do to overcome these unhealthy thought patterns? So I'll give you an example. Yesterday, one patient called me because my classmate gave the number, and she was talking that I 1990, I was in Saudi. My husband told me this, I'm that, and I'm depressed. I said, what's your problem? I'm an eye doctor, I told her. Yes, doctor, I'm coming to that. If you don't mind, can you listen? I know the Chandrasekhar Swami, Sankaracharya, many things she told. I said, come to the problem. What is it? I said, it's not cutting you, but I want to know, what is that you want to talk to me? I'm an eye doctor. I took the phone because I was about to leave to the hospital. I said, if I start seeing patients, I don't see my phone. Then she said, no, I want to talk about my eye problem. I said, come on, tell me the problem. Then she's already consulted a doctor, and I asked, who's that? It was my colleague. And finally, I gave her, I said, now I have to go to see a patient. I said, you please text me. And I went. The problem is, my Shivanandan taught me this. Don't allow anybody to unload their dustbin into your brain. That means their problem, their worry, they unload on you. Why? The whole thing is, they can go to a counselor, professional counseling. Okay, you're a friend, you can listen to one friend and you can listen and then unload it off immediately. My suggestion is, don't overload any of your friend daily on this. So And like me, I learned from Dr. Shivananda. He also tells me, come on, man, come to the problem. Tell me what is that you want to tell. Don't tell me the entire problem. Just tell me what you want from me. That's it. So connect with a trusted and unbiased friend. That is Shivanandan for me. But he also controls. He says, you can't be telling me the full story. Tell me what you want and finish it. Stay connected for the right reason through virtual mediums at appropriate times. Check on your loved ones once in a while. Call, email, text, because I am living alone. My children are living separate. So I told them either in the call or in the WhatsApp video call. Help if needed and ask for if it's in your reach and ability without stepping out of the house unless there is a medical emergency. Connect with a professional, whether a doctor or a therapist, if you're unsure of what is happening to you. That's what I did. What to do next, or finding it difficult to cope with existing amounts of emotional abuse if living with someone who constantly inflicts the same. Connect with the police if there is domestic violence or physical abuse involved. Do not step out or prepare to run away or leave the house or leave before calling for help. If you're too overwhelmed, knock on a neighbor's door and ask them to assist with calling someone. And what I do. So, healthy mind in a healthy body. I learned, you can see this. So, this is my daily routine at 6:45. And all this is monitored. You can see the TV stand, which, not TV, the tripod, which holds the mobile, where my mentor is guiding me on that. So exactly, and he corrects me if I do anything wrong. Because if you do wrong, you can have a sprain of your back. Maybe you'll then have a bed rest. What's the point? The whole idea is to prevent you from the bed. So this is what I do. So this is one I said, Dr. Anamika Chavan. You can take a screenshot. She's in Instagram. She's in a website, dranamikachavan.com. So Dr. Anamika Chavan is a life skills and business coach and a cognitive scientist. She is a PhD from IIT Bombay in knowledge management. She is also an author of Amazon best-selling book, The Bull in You. And she was awarded the Impactful Life Coach and Entrepreneur by Blind Wink and Z Business. Dr. Anamika coaches people in areas ranging from life transformation, business scaling, courageous leadership, personal branding, job crafting, problem solving, workplace happiness, decision making, etc. And this is her anamikachavan.com. Contact at anamikachavan.com is her email ID, and you can log in her Facebook, the Instagram, and Twitter. And that's her number, where she uses only WhatsApp. And she actually didn't want me to actually market her. This is not for marketing. I personally want to say this is a testimonial for her, because she's definitely, I won't say expensive, she definitely charges her professional fee, which you can talk to her or contact her, and her team will guide you. This is a program she conducts magnificent morning in the 5:30 in the morning every day. She's as cheerful as this, as you see in the picture. And I also thought, how can a person be cheerful from morning to night? And whenever I talk to her, because I'm doing this now daily with her, so it's like almost a personal coach physically training you. And I think she understands you. She makes you do it, and that's what is important. And actually, she's half my age, and I think I didn't have any inhibition. And today I asked her, what does your daughter feel that you're teaching your student is double your age? She says, my daughter does not know. She's in her own world and she will do whatever she does, but I want her to excel whatever she does. And what a great detached life there. And then she says she also has time, quality time with husband, daughter, and she also makes crores, she said. And I think that's what teaching people. And she is telling how to have financial abundance. And I think we need all that during this COVID. And that's why I put this, so you can get a screenshot, and people who are watching YouTube later can also make a note. And I don't have any financial interest, neither I get any. I'm open with this, and I want to say I am benefiting personally because I'm dealing patients relatives on mobile phone personally, and I'm operating them during this COVID, when every day on eye doctor is dying. So I'm working cheerfully, and main reason is my friend D. Shivanandan, who's a retired DG police, and the second is Dr. Anamika Chauhan. So this is my way of doing pre-operative preparation. So this is how I dress up when I have to go, the PPE, and then you have a OT dress, then you have the PPE, then I actually cut the sleeve because I want to scrub. So I, before entering, this is our practice at the NABH Eye Hospital, Eye Hospital, that every time we actually, what do you call, sanitize the hand, and then you're totally covered as a doctor going to work with the patient, and looks like a Hanumanji walking with the tail. You can see the tail behind. And the reason is that you sign all the forms, then you enter. So I also use a 3D glass because I do a 3D surgery where, so that protects my eye, the face is protected, the PPE protects all around you because you're going to be with the patient continuously for a few hours in the operation theater. And this is the 3D glass which I wear and then do the surgery. Here you see I do scrubbing and I make sure that everything well covered and then do the scrubbing. So the main thing is I wash with the soap, then I wash with the betadine, and finally with the sterile saline, and then go. So I think the doctor's life, if you call it, oh God, I have to do this. No, I enjoy doing it. And I think this is a ritual, like in a sanctum sanctorum, in a temple, that how a pujari cannot just walk in, he has to do all that, how he has to maintain his purity in the mind, body, and soul, how he enters the Garbhagraha, same thing is operation theater. So for me, I do this daily. And this is the other, my friend, who is also a counselor for our patients in Untitled Hospital. I also had a counseling with her. She's expert in treating you. Treating means she's not a doctor. She's a counselor where she's a PhD in counseling, in psychology, where she treats through psychological counseling for depression and when anxiety is frequent. This is Mrs. Ishita Iyer, our consultant psychologist, with us for the emotional, psychological care of our patients, even the staff. And she has a YouTube channel. You can go through it. And you can also, she's there in the Facebook. And this is as a president of OMAG. Last year, I was the president of Organized Medicine Academic Guild, under which we have 20 medical organizations and 150,000 doctors. Apart from, I just completed my president of All India Ophthalmic Society with 23,000 eye doctors. And this I finished on February 15th, and I took over as president of OMAG at February 16th. I finished this in April as a president of OMAG. Now I have taken over as president of Tele Ophthalmic Society. Why I'm mentioning this is not to boast, so that I don't have free time to do anything personally, but I have an organized. So our Chief Minister of Delhi was there, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra was there, then our Health Minister, Niti Aayog, Mr. Amitabh Kant, like that we keep doing. We work with government and we do all that. And as a OMAG, we made this 5-point program, which we told, and thanks to that OMAG and also the other organization, Mr. Which they helped us. So this is what I believe from my childhood. I read this maybe 25 years back in Sanskrit. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. You become what you think. World is manifestation of our inner state. According to me, and I remember reading that Bill Gates also has written something to do with karma. I don't believe with that, but I'm not sure. But he may have written. And there's a big viral video went in 2015, how he talks about virus will come and how it will affect the world. So the perceived reality eventually becomes manifested reality. So if people perceive a thought containing a change or emotion, the process, if creation is set into motion. And that's what I think people have put it to the motion. Because 1919, we had a swine flu. In 2010, we had SARS-2. And 2019, we have COVID-19. I think the people are worried. Keep on making this process of creation and put it into motion. Come on, stop that. Now tell everybody is happy. The whole world is happy. We are now happily chasing away the coronavirus from this universe. And I know which has been released into ethereal planes or thought sphere. And I believe in that. This is my college photograph taken in 1977, that it remains a gift only for the fortunate ones who have in them the capability to acquire the skills to help the mankind to grow constantly and live for the goal they've set. Believe in your vision. Swami Vivekananda says, they alone live who live for others. Rest are equivalent to dead body walking. So, friends, if you are doing only service or something for yourself, forget it. Please help somebody or some group, become a president, become a secretary, or do something where you are helping people. So thanks to Dr. Sandeep Grover, the founder of ECHO project in America, and we have Dr. Sandeep Balla here, ECHO India. I know they're all being paid by various things, but they're doing service. So ECHO India is a great service, and I think thanks that Teleophthalmic Society of India has a partnership with ECHO India. It's not flattering. It's not like you pat my back, I pat my back. No, I'm releasing the positive thinking that ECHO India and Teleophthalmic Society will serve the world through this. And the current threat, mucormycosis, Dr. Sandeep Balla mentioned about black fungus and white fungus and mucormycosis, and that's the term described as ROCM, and it has 60% mortality. Don't get worried. There has been an exponential increase in incidence in India in synchronizing with the soaring second wave of COVID-19. I see this is I'm just quickly changing the picture. Now we have the other Candida, aspergillosis, other fungus affecting. So all these are opportunistic fungi. This thing. What is the meaning of opportunist? This mucor is a mold which can be there in the nose of somebody. It can be there in wet, moist areas. It is ubiquitous. It's available everywhere. And it's there in America. It is there in Europe. The only difference is if you give a medium to grow, more like a tropic climate, little wet, and the temperature is helpful, it grows. And then you give whatever, if you have diabetes and sugar increases, the sugar, it is like child eating the sugar. This mold eats the sugar and grows and eats the people. So sugar, steroid increases sugar. Sugar has become a food. Then the toxicilumab actually reduces immunity. This mucormycosis comes and sits there. So don't allow the immunity to go down, whether you are undergoing renal transplant or immunosuppression drugs for some other autoimmune disease. Don't worry. You have the don't care attitude. Okay, doctor, you're giving the treatment, take it. Yesterday, when VIP came, I told him, come on. I asked him, do you believe God? He says, like that. I said, forget it. Do you believe me? I asked him. He said, yes. Then believe me 100%. And believe yourself 100%. 100% faith and 100% commitment, and 100% if you have a good intention and take the treatment, you will be cured, whether it is deadly disease, mucormycosis, or a cancer. So believe me that you will be all right. That should be that dictum inside. The disease pattern of COVID-19 can range from mild to life-threatening pneumonia with associated bacterial fungal co-infection. When the disease was not there, we all doctors read it as an exam point, and due to the associated comorbidities, we read it like exam, diabetes, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, immunocompromised condition, corticosteroid therapy, ventilation, intensive care unit stay. These patients are prone to develop severe opportunity. This is how the student answers. So do it like that now, and let every patient learn being positive and win the disease. So I agree with this. You all have to do early diagnosis. I am recommending that. Whatever the patients, in case they are going to watch it, they should not decide on this. The doctor will decide, and diagnostic nasal endoscopy will decide it only by a ENT doctor. Direct microscopy of the high nasal micro swab will be done by ENT doctor with a microbiologist. Endoscopically guided nasal swab, again by ENT, supported by contrast MRI, not CT scan, I think MRI, again decided by ENT. So patient should not decide. And I recommend general practitioners should consult the ENT doctor and do that, so that they don't do on their own. I'm not telling that the super specialists are important. Super specialist and GP and the patient, all three are important. Inculcating a protocol-based strategy by a multidisciplinary team and a prioritized code mucor approach may be the key to success. So let us do for everything, whether it is COVID or whether it is mucormycosis or white fungi. It may be possible to reduce the incidence of the mucormycosis in the setting of COVID-19 by optimizing the indication. Again, the doctor, treating doctor will decide. Who are you to decide? Systemic corticosteroid, judicious use of tocilizumab, proactive metabolic control by minimizing the patient exposure to potential source of infection. There may be a role for prophylactic oral posaconazole in the high risk. All that the doctors have to decide, and don't question the doctor. My suggestion is you hear in WhatsApp or in internet or in the TV news and discuss. Give importance to the doctor and discuss. The doctor also is a human being. What will he do if he keep on questioning only? I put myself in that position, and immediate initiation of full dose, all that leave it to the doctor. And inculcating a protocol-based strategy by a multidisciplinary team and a prioritized code-maker approach will be the key to success. This is published in Indian Journal of Ophthalmology, cured Mycor. So I want to tell you, friends, my friend Swami Vivekananda, see how handsome he looks, how young he looks. He died young, but at the age of 39, and this is what actor Vivek, a Tamil actor, said, that Swami Vivekananda had the guts to tell, I am not going to see 40, and but I say I am going to be 100 and teach this to the people. Swami Vivekananda said, even if I'm born again, I want to be born in misery so that I can help the poor. What a great soul. What a great mind he has. Fear is equal to death, he said, and faith is equal to strength. Friends, be strong, be bold, be stand up, and then you take up the responsibility and shoulder. And this is what Swami Sivakananda taught me. Swami Shivananda, not Swami, sorry, Shivananda, my friend, taught me. And that's why I had the guts to go to Kashmir in July 2016, when Mr. Burhan Wani was killed. And then there was a lot of stone throwing and pellet injuries happened. I went and did free surgery. I took risk of my life. And I'm telling this boldly. Even that time I knew when I went, the whole city, Srinagar, was totally deserted. Look, because that is what I had a problem. 3 days Section 144 by government, and 3 days by the militants calling for a curfew. What a problem you can imagine. 4 months, everything shut down. University, college, shops, and it's terrible. And I went and met a chief minister, and I think we are crying for lockdown. And I know as a Kashmiri, I lived like a Kashmiri. I know how it was living in lockdown. And whatever your friends, you are going through lockdown from March 2020, April 2020, it is nothing what they happened in 2020, in 2016. And there is no electricity sometimes. There is no internet sometimes. Rather, there is no mobile. When I went there, nobody could contact me. But nothing was work was worshipping God. So I started work from morning 7, thanks to my friend, Dr. Tariq, who gave me the strength. The Department of Ophthalmology, Sri Maharaja Hari Singh Hospital, Government of Kashmir, which gave that entire fantastic setup with a vitreoretinal surgery, with a ultra-modern microscope, vitrectomy machine. I could remove the pellets, repair eyes. Many got vision, and I think it's the world's largest series of pellet ocular trauma. So I made some changes proposed by WHO, myself, and UMAG. So social distancing. My Shashank Joshi friend also proposed that physical distancing, temporary physical distancing, quarantine, lockdown to mandatory break, wellness break, retreat. Lockdown often sounds like a prison. That's why I said, go to Kashmir during the curfew, you will know what is that. Isolation, again in Kashmir. Protecting myself from others, protecting health, helping myself and others, introspecting in my own quiet space. It's scary in fear. The world is changing for the better. I have a choice to feel and focus on healthier things like faith, joy, etc. I hope if this one slide gives a take-home message, please take a screenshot. We will get through this slowly. Getting through this will take time. No, we are already getting through this. We are already better. We are already happy. We are out of the problem, and the economy is improving, and we will do well. And no corona from no corona, KNOW to NO. Thanks to my friend Dr. Trupti Gillada and friends. They have got a Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Bas ab jeetna hai. And for people who don't understand Hindi, That means now we have to win. 5 things which are safe to do even in COVID times: getting clothes ironed or laundered, receiving online shopping, going for a walk or jog, eating home delivered food, reading newspapers. Follow the bus up jitna hai, and continue to know more scientific facts. So that's the most important about COVID-19 at bus up jitna hai. Thanks, Dr. Trupti, for that, and Dr. Ishwar Gilada, and who's showed me that. And this is again bus up jitna hai. This is a common man statue in Worli, and I think in the sea near the sea link, Worli sea face. An innovative campaign initiated today from the same place at Worli Promenade in Mumbai, where the recent People's Health Organization survey showed not more than 37% people wear masks and only 28% use it correctly. Watch out with bus up jitna hai. I am not promoting, but I am telling every common man can be a superhero. Mask up, corona hacks coming soon at bus up jitna hai. So we beat corona, and it mutates. We also mutate our idea and say how you can live happily. So request all to follow my SMSV. That's the first slide. Be safe, be healthy, be happy. So I'm again telling, being spiritual does not mean you have to wear you have to shave and long beard, do no combing and no bath. No, be like this, dress smart. And I think I'm at home. So what? I dress smart. So be spiritual does not mean anything. You just be one with God. What it meant? Take God inside. Bhagavad Gita says that. Finally, salute the country. You are in India. Be proud of India. Jai Hind. And Aditya Jyotai Hospital has got a teleophthalmology, and we can do that, and you can contact us. And I'm grateful to my grandfather, late Dr. Natarajan Pillai, who died in 1977. My father, late Dr. N. Sundaram, died in 2015. And together we have done 150 years of service to the nation, and I'm proud of that. I'm sure each and every one can do some service during this COVID time to somebody, even to one person. That is enough. There's no need to say, do like me or Shivanandan for thousands of people. And I want to tell at this time that I salute my friend D. Shivanandan, who's in the black suit here. He is a trustee of Roti Bank. We serve daily 10,000 meals. I wear a PPE, mask, everything, and go and serve them. Serve the free meal. One day he asked me, "You're a trustee, and why are you wearing all this PPE? You can't even know whether a booth is white, the booth is serving food, or somebody is serving. What do they use? How can we take photo?" I said, "It's all right. We are here to serve people. We will serve. The who is serving is not important." So I salute my father, my mother, Dr. N. S. Sundaram, my mother, Dr. Kamala Sundaram, my guru, Dr. Badrinath, the great legendary ophthalmologist, who's a living legend. And thanks to him, that he and me are in the World Retina Hall of Fame. Thanks to my friend Shivanandan, who's there with me daily, morning, evening, maybe in between, and God, who's there all the time with me. So again, I close my talk with arise, awake, stop not till the goal is reached. Thank you very much for a patient listening. And I take this opportunity to thank Sandeep Balla and Deepa, and I thank Dr. Sandhya, who was a DNB student in my hospital, who prepared this. I know all the points are mine, and also Dr. Nidhi, who helped, and then Shubha, my executive, my IT head, Samir, and here IT head, I forget his name now. I can see one, Soham, then Deepa, then Paramita from Eco India, Dr. Sandeep Balla, and also the chairman of Eco India, again I forget his name, cardiac surgeon, I think. So Dr. Sandeep Balla will give credit to all of them, and to Dr. Sandeep Grover in Eco Project in America. It's a great platform, and I'm open to questions. I know I thought I will not consume 1 hour. I can't believe it. And I revised my slides. I prepared this with such a passion. I won't say I was stressed, but I stressed my people. I said, no, I relieved all these 3 people whom I said in my hospital, only devote your time for preparing. And they did that. Thanks to them. I don't know whether they're watching, but I'm sure they can watch the recording. And I think this will be available in whatever. So I'm ready for question and answer.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir. What a fantastic talk in this COVID arena to make the people to realize the value of happiness, spirituality, personal touch, and the topic of your talk, that how to stay safe, stay protected, and stay healthy. It's a need of an hour during this pandemic moment. I think if I have to take away the messages from your talk, I will just summarize in a way that your SMSV, that is the major message. SMS, that stands for, S stands for sanitation, M wearing the mask, social distancing, S, and V is get vaccinated. And I think vaccination is the ultimate solution. And even after the vaccination, follow SMS, because that is more important, which you have highlighted very clearly. Consciously, you tell you have mentioned that COVID-19 is also producing the psychological impact. It is not only the public health threat now, but it's a big issue in the mental health arena also. We should not enter into a WhatsApp and a Google University unless we should detox ourselves from the digital platforms as much as possible. You have touched upon the WhatsApp vision syndrome also, and you have also touched the point that how to be close to the nature, how you can at this moment put it up yourself close to the nature and kindle the childness in you. Listen to the people, those who are worried. Make a self-structured schedule for your work, both personal and professional. Take one step at a time. Don't expect perfection. To be sane, don't doesn't mean that you have to improvise. Do continuous improvement daily. Why working from home has decreased motivation, that also you have touched upon all those things, and try taking up the new skills. Don't guilt trip yourself. Be kind to yourself and others also. You have touched upon the exercise part, the meditation part, and you have very well said that we are we are happily chasing this coronavirus, and we have to believe in our vision. Basically, that is much more important. You talked about at the last the mucormycosis and the management point of view of that also, because the cases of mucormycosis has been declared epidemic by so many states now. You have at the last you have given very positive messages that we are already getting through from this corona. We no corona for no corona. We should understand corona so that no corona should happen, and that was the vision of your ab jeetna hai. That is what you have highlighted. At the last, you said be safe, be healthy, be happy, and be spiritual. And the way the Dr. Minister the way the Vivekanand ji has said, fear is equal to death, faith is equal to strength. I think we should have a faith in among each other. We should help each other. We should not become fear. We should not create a fear, unnecessary fear. This is a time to provide ourselves in a safe, protected, and healthy moments for all of us. With this, sir, I will end, and I'm really thankful on behalf of our ECO India, that is Extension for Community Health Outcome, the trust which we have put it up in 2008 to spread the message of capacity building for our healthcare professionals in a big way. On behalf of our leadership, Colonel Kumudrai, who is the chairman and the vascular surgeon, director of vascular surgery at Max Hospital, as well as our executive director, Dr. Sunil Anand, and all the colleagues from ECO India. We are really grateful and thankful that you have joined today in this webinar series and disseminated your passionable messages and the passionable speech. And we are also thankful that we did the partnership with TOSI, that is Teleophthalmic Society of India, and we are taking the torch ahead now, how to spread this, the technology, how the technology can provide the reach and the scale for the benefit of the remotest to remotest people. And I think the associations of like these type of collaborations can help a lot for all of us. So on behalf of ECO India, really thankful to you. I think there are certain questions which are there in the chat box.
I already answered them. I typed it and sent the answers.
Oh,
Questions are resolved.
In case it says it's already answered, so we cannot read it now, I think. Or can you read it? See that? Oh yeah, it's there.
We can.
So the question is how to contain pain when you lose your dear friend in this difficult time. So I wrote there. It is definitely difficult. My suggestion is, if somebody wants to cry, I cried when I lost my grandmother. as he rightly said. And I couldn't contain because I had to cry. And the counselor said, if you want to cry, please cry. Cry it out, but don't keep on crying daily. That's what she suggested. So it took time. There are some Tamil songs when I hear which says how you lose a close one. I used to cry in the car also. Then I realized it's not Natarajan, because Natarajan was never right from the age of 3 years. I think my father made me an outspoken person. Now you have to give me what do you call, you tell me to stop talking. And till the age of 3, I didn't talk. So my father was worried that why this fellow is not opening his mouth. So I think from introvert I became extrovert thanks to my father. So similarly, this pain when you lose somebody, it can't go. And I think even today I know. Only thing I realized, it took 4 months. I should tell this. On October 8th, my grandmother passed away. I hope this example helps you, Mr. Narendra, Dr. Narendra Kumar. That in September, I think the Diwali was in November 14th. Yes, I remember that. So I went 5 days where since I lost my grandmother, no Diwali for me as a South Indian. So I went to my friend's house where they were celebrating Diwali. I didn't want to be sorrowful, but even though I was in a sorrow mood, but I played with all the grandchildren of my friend. He's an excellent eye doctor friend. The wife was also considered. They know me for last 45 years. They're too close to me. And they had a very palatial house, right from staying in a cocoon in Bombay, which I was in an open house, and then plus a garden in the house, swing. I played with the children. I played in the slide with them, hide and seek, and I did that monkey roll. I did everything with them as though I was a kid. And then I went with my friend to Irkad, and it was really regenerating. And when I came back, again I was sorrowful. I was in depression because whenever I was alone, because at home I have nobody. Then I realized I should learn meditation. I learned Sri Ravi Shankar, that breathing, Sudarshan Kriya. It helped, but again, I couldn't do on my own. And every day, 6:30 in the morning, I had to go for my gym with my friends. So it was clashing with my Sri Ravi Shankar time. I could not do. Then I was wondering what to do. Then I learned this Dr. Anamika Chavan's Magnificent Morning. So I did 5:30 to 6:30. Then she gave a bonus. Then I had a one-to-one. And now I'm doing, if you won't believe, I'm doing for 45 day, one-to-one, 1 hour a day. You can imagine I'm creating 1 hour a day in the morning, 5:30 to 6:30 and 9:30 to 10:30. So I think I'm giving an elaborate answer, but finally, you should have a good friend. You should have a shoulder to cry, finish it, and have a counselor. I think important. There's no harm. And
I think that there are 3 questions which are there.
Right.
What about double masking N95? Can reuse? How to know authentic mask?
Actually, it's a confusing thing. From yesterday, because I am also talking as a expert in this mucormycosis, there was a theory about a week back that all the ENT surgeons said there are about 4,000 mucormycosis patients in Maharashtra, which is surprising and shocking. And they are telling it's because of using the same mask, sogging, dirty, and then they are saying, I remember they said you can use the same mask N95 for doctors, healthcare workers because they're expensive, and you can leave it. And then if you keep it for 3 days and rotation. So from yesterday, I suddenly got a shock. Not a shock in my own mind. I said, what is the point in verifying the facts? Why not? I know it is expensive, but nothing is expensive than my life. So I decided to wear N95 and 3-ply mask to the work, daily new.
So another question, so there are 3 more questions. Same from the same doctor from Odisha, WHO. His name is Dr. Subrat Panda. Still, we are not sure whether this COVID is airborne or not. Do you think role of social distancing?
What is the question, Sandeep?
Sir, still we are not sure whether this COVID is airborne or not. We have currently known clarity about this. Do you think role of social distancing in this?
No. Do you think, what is that part I didn't hear?
Do you think the role of social distancing helps in this? Because currently we have no knowledge about that whether COVID is airborne or not. So he is pointing it out. Do you?
No. See, I contacted Dr. Johan Geschk. He's the internationally renowned epidemiologist. I contacted him in April last year. And I actually concerned because I run a clinic in Dharavi and there is no possibility of even 30 centimeter distancing because the passages are narrow. and you have to go through. So I wrote him. He said, I don't have any answer for Dharavi because I don't know how to do. But I can tell you one thing. In Sweden, we are not going to do lockdown. That's what he said. And he said physical distancing is recommended. He didn't say it will help, but it is recommended. And sanitizing, that's how I found that SMS from Dr. Ishwar Gilada and our OMAG.
Yeah.
So physical distancing has a role because my understanding of corona, whether it is airborne or not, I don't know. But there is a WHO is claiming, and many people are telling. But the problem is if it is airborne, still it depends on your immunity. So it is like even if you take, I was actually in last May I found this. My Chinese professor friends told me that when you come back from hospital, that is whichever hospital you are working, you will be carrying corona in your mouth. Do you know that, Dr. Sandeep? I don't know whether you believe that. You are carrying coronavirus in your mouth because you are opening, breathing, you are breathing something. So whether it one breath it comes or the whole day you breathe and come. That's why even you are going to remove your mask sometime for drinking water or eating. And Dr. Shashank Joshi told me when doctors sit together and remove the mask and read, that is the time they contaminate each other. That means one person, corona comes to somebody. So the best is not to sit together and eat, he says. But if you are coming home, take bath, brush your teeth, and then what do you call it? You can eat with a group of people. That's why when my grandmother was alive, physical distancing I followed, and I didn't allow anybody to come home. And she was 103. Plus, when I came back, I did put all my clothes in the hot water, which I'm not doing now. There's nobody at home, and I just put the clothes for wash. But it's a suit like this. I just hang it.
Sir, is there any rule of using mask in home?
Mask at home. That's what I'm saying. That was a recent one, which even if, I think some societies are doing, which I'm not sure because I'm not wearing. So my thing is the if you are following physical distancing, see that's why I use the word wherever possible. Follow physical. For example, you have a 3 or 6 months old child, and you cannot say follow physical distancing with the child. But if you're having a 5-year-old child, you don't have to hug the child all the time. And particularly when you come from home, I have a fellow doctor. She's working in Nayar Hospital as assistant professor in ophthalmology. But she says next door is like next ward is COVID. So she says my child is not coming near me because I leave it with the servant and I make sure I take bath and I try to avoid playing with the child. I'm as a protection. And the husband is staying in Hinduja. So I think they are doing sacrifices because we don't know how the corona comes. It may be a physical thing, but I think no harm in doing physical distancing, and which will be helpful.
Yeah, now my colleague Deepa will take the questions. Deepa, can you take it over now? Because
Sure. Sure. So thank you, Dr. Bhalla. I think you have another meeting, so I'll take the next question. So the third question by Dr. Panda from WHO is again on breathing exercise. Breathing exercise is a must for COVID patient and also for post-COVID patients. I think there should be guideline for this by the government. Unfortunately, there's no guideline on this yet. If you think so, can you tweet to government or suggest the government to include this as a protocol by government and some advisory on what kind of breathing exercise should be done?
No, sure. I think that is why I am actually requesting our organized medicine academic guild, and if Dr. Subrata Panda can send a email to me, I can definitely take it up. And even otherwise, I'll take it up. And my thing is, I am suggesting to our organized medicine guild that we should have a mock or a sample task force, which will have infectious disease specialist, pulmonologist, epidemiologist, then now maybe ENT because of Mucor, but otherwise these 4 specialists should be there, and also public health and preventive and social medicine. I think these people have to come together and make this policy, and the government should advise it, and the government has got all this. And we have Dr. Sunila Garg, who has given a talk in Eco India, I think 3-4 weeks back. She's the president of preventive and social medicine. Professor Sunil Raina is in Haryana. So Dr. Ishwar Gilada is the Secretary General in Bombay, also president of physician, HIV Society, AIDS Society of India. So I think all of us can make a policy. And I also know Mr. Amitabh Kant personally. I can impress the fact, and also some ministers. But I think it has to be officially made. and get it done. I think I agree with Dr. Panda. I'm ready to be an ambassador from this side to go to the government. Because I'm not in the government, but I will do my part.
I think, yeah, definitely we can be the spokesperson. It's like not one person can change the rule or ask government for the guideline, but definitely a joint effort. Whenever we get an opportunity to interact with the task force, whenever you get a chance to speak to Niti Aayog, please do put this as a suggestion, at least some advisory, some guidelines on what kind of breathing exercise. Yeah. And this question is almost answered, but how to reuse N95 mask by Dr. Shilpi Goyal.
Yeah, I know. I think that that's what I said. I was reusing means I just left the mask because I read that last year that you can leave the mask and use it at least for 3 days. But they said use one new mask, then second day, third day, then take the first day's mask on fourth day. But washing wise, I don't know what happens to the filters, which is supposed to filter the coronavirus. So I think it's a gray zone, and I'm not the expert to answer. But I think better to use if you can afford. It's like affording a car, whether you use a Fiat or a Mercedes. If you're affording Mercedes, same thing here. Use one N95 new every day, which I'm doing only from yesterday. Even I was reusing, but my reusing was I keep the first day mask, fourth day, second day mask, fifth day, third day mask, sixth day, and that was and then I was throwing it away. I used it twice only, but and now I'm using only once from yesterday.
Another question again on N95 mask. What about double masking of N95? And how do we know that this is authentic N95? Because it comes expensive. So is it a fake product? Is it an authentic product? How do we identify that?
I really don't know because I have seen only jokes on that, but I really don't know. I think it's a good question. Maybe maybe you and me have to do the homework and we can email the answer. Because I really don't know how to check, because we are buying by the label and by that whatever they are giving. At least I'm doing that for our hospital and whatever people give also. And I didn't know how to check that. No idea.
Yeah, just some point I might be like there must be more things to consider, but buy it from some authentic source,
Yeah.
some credible shops where you can get the N95. So, but there will be definitely more, which we will get back to you on this. Thank you. Thank you. That's all on the question and answer front. Uh, we are on the closure of this session now. Thank you, Dr. Natarajan, for the wonderful and informative session. Thank you for reaffirming that staying positive is the key. We have to take care of others, but also we have to take care of ourselves.
So there was one question from Dr. Narendra Kumar that I think answered. Second was that I just saw that. I thought it was
Okay, the question which you have answered, even after deep breathing exercise, we cannot avoid panic attack. What one should do at that time, as there is a lot of pressure on almost every person this time.
correct. So I think the pressure, that is the reason you have to, what do you call, do all this, what I said. So I have made a routine from morning 5 till night 10, I'm jam-packed. And I'm happy about it. Instead of stressing, oh God, I have to do this, I have to do that. So I think I have equipped myself with a useful activity. And I also, it is like you have to do activity, but that activity has to be purposeful. And that is what I've learned in the life and from my mentor. So if you do something purposeful, I think it will be really useful, so that you don't have time to go for stress. And you cannot have panic attack. See, the panic attack comes even when mucormycosis was happening, and I was worried on the first day because how to treat people, and so many people worried with every diabetic was worried. But I think worry is going to reduce your immunity. Say, decide how not to worry, and definitely worry will come in spite of I'm telling. And that is where if you have 100% faith with the God or yourself or your parents or whatever you have faith, have it 100%. If you have worry, I ask this question. If you have 100% faith, if you have 10% worry, 100 minus 10 is what, Deepa?
90.
No. So in my spirituality quotient, it is 100 minus 90 is equal to 0 is equal to fraud. That means you claim 100% faith, then you have 10% worry. How can it be 90% you are having faith? Either it is like having faith or worry. You cannot have both together. If you have both together, you are a fraud. So 100 minus 90 is 0. Because if you have faith, God doesn't sit or whatever. I think simple answer for people a general thing without God is, if you have faith with whatever you do, either taking tablet, medicine, doctor, consultant, if the faith is 100%, the worry is zero. If the worry is there, that means you have to pray more, or whatever you chant. I do chanting, and I do this, or go to a counselor, and I discuss with the counselor, or I call a friend, hey, I'm worried, I'm alone, and what can I do? And somebody will say something. So I think you have to have a correct friend. And I think yesterday I was meddling with my phone. In the iPhone, there's a thing called emergency contact and medical alert contact. And I actually pressed, somebody called me. I said, so I think there are systems now to say what is emergency and what is urgency and what is the, when you're having panic, it will not be a sudden panic attack. It will be slowly every day building up. So every day nip it at the bit. That means you're a little scared. Talk to somebody. And like this, you asked a question in the webinar. You have got an answer. I hope the answers are convincing, and you can test it also.
So either we have faith or we do not have faith. That's the point.
Exactly. Right? I say I practice what I preach, and I preach what I practice. So same thing. If you do that to everybody, even if the person who's taking from you, when they convey, and that's the best, I think. So I think then you follow what you want, and I think you can be always happy. And I think happiness is your choice. It is like whether you are earning 100 rupees a day or maybe a crores a day, whether to be happy or not is actually, I don't know what determines. Not that 100 rupees and crore. Some people are unhappy even after earning 1 crore a day. And people are fleeing away the country. And are they happy? No. Because they're happy, only they're fleeing away. So people who are not having work, I think you have to find a way what you can do productive. How can you be productive? So it'd be better to be active. So it's exactly like the atom in the particle in the atom. Keep on moving. So you move something. So that way, if you talk like a statue, that's why, I don't know whether you know, the Jews in the synagogue, they pray like this. I don't know whether you know this, Deepa. And they pray like this because they're in that religion, they have taught that if you stand still and pray, that God does not know you're alive or not. So they have to keep moving. So I think the movement is important. That's why if the trees don't move, you don't get breeze. If you don't get breeze, how will you get oxygen? All the oxygen will be next to the tree and it will not come to you. How will the entire universe will have oxygen? No?
Right. We have to keep moving. And
there's a Spanish rich man said, I'm dying, but I'm not able to get the free oxygen.
True.
And now in India, the people are not getting oxygen.
Right.
And it is free in the air. And those people can't take it. And the pulse oximeter says 80 and 70, and the Dr. Mukherjee died there. Good. Anyhow, I think finally be cheerful and you crack jokes, not during the sorrowful time, but in between when you're all right, keep cracking jokes and not at somebody. Jokes should not hurt people, but it make people happy. And I do this with every patient because I do it naturally, not by planning. And many times patients forget to ask questions. They'll say, doctor, I forgot to ask you. I said, good, no, you forgot your problem. That means it is not a problem to ask me. They will say, I don't know, doctor. Pardon?
The problem is not there. So the doctor's job is also done at the same time.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell. Same thing is for corona. See, you read a bad news, definitely it affects. So better not to read. But if it is a kith and kin, you can't avoid it. But see what to do. And be bold and whatever you believe. That's why you need a mentor for anything in life.
Yeah. One last question we have. Yes. It is on the terminology that we use. Why do we use the term social distancing when we actually mean to say it's physical distancing?
Correct. I think I also thought that, and I remember Dr. First thing in the first month in April 2020, that means a year back, Dr. Shashank Joshi put a slide. Physical, he cut it and put it as socially cut it and put physical. I think they meant physical, but I don't know why world over they are using it. Probably somebody, either WHO started it or I don't know, XYZ. Some government started it and everybody is copying it. So this is the biggest problem of this copy paste in computer, which is being applied in life. So I think you have to analyze and then apply it rather than just copy paste. So I think okay, it has been done. Now you have to change it. So do this physical distancing. That's why that SMS, I put that S for it is looking rhyming. Otherwise it comes a SMP. SMPV, it comes for me. I put SMSV, and SMS looks stylish, so I left it like that. So I call it S stands for physical distancing.
Yeah.
So I think we need physical distancing, and I think it works. I think, and
Yeah.
better to be, I think, learn space, because people call in psychology you need space, and that's why I have attended body language class in the lift. When 10 people are there, and then if 12th person comes, there's no place. Everybody is feeling uncomfortable. They do this, and they do this because there's a thing square around you, which is in the imaginary square, which is your space. And if somebody touches that space, which is imaginary line, you feel like this, even though they are not touching you. So I think that is what, anyway, in Bombay trains, you can't make out that. But in anybody, it's a normal thing all over the world, even if it is even a country like Sweden. That's why you come closer, they don't like it. And nobody will touch you unnecessarily. In India, within the family, friends hugging is wrongly considered abroad. Only in India we are like what is that? What is that? Jadu Pajapi we give, even to the male or male to male and female, because we really love people. So I think physical distancing is required to avoid corona. And
Right.
that's
I
why
think the
crowding has to be
terminology.
avoided. Crowding has to be avoided. That's why no movie, no temple. But nobody said you cannot watch a movie or you cannot pray. You don't have to go to temple, which is Swami Vivekananda says that. And I think again the temples in South India are big only for exercise. You walk a lot, and that's exercise. And then breathe, and you breathe in, breathe out oxygen, and breathe out carbon dioxide. Same thing. Breathe in positive energy, breathe out negative energy. Breathe in good words, breathe out bad words. Breathe in good thoughts, breathe out bad thoughts. So I think that's the exercise we have to do, because you can't stop breathing. And that's what the monk, the child monk learns, that first thing they learn is breathing exercise, because that's what they have to learn to live lifelong.
True. So that was the last question. On that note, I agree with you that it's physical distancing, because we still have to be compassionate towards the people who need us during this pandemic. So this brings us to the end of the session. Thank you so much, Dr. Natarajan. It was a very informative session. We are doing the recording and it will be uploaded on the YouTube channel of Eco India. So people who want to have a look at it again can log into our YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Dr. Natarajan. For our participants, there is a feedback link in the chat box. Your feedback is really important to us. Please do let us know how we can improve further on the sessions. So our IT support, if you can project the next session details. So our next session of the series is scheduled on Monday, 25th May 2021 at 6 p.m. and by Dr. Rati Balachandran, Assistant General Director General Nursing, Government of India, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. And the topic is role of nursing professionals during the COVID-19 crisis. Please register yourself for the session. And thank you all for your participation. Stay safe. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Natarajan. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.